Bitch, that ain't working this time. Look. No.
I think she's really scared.
Look, no, look. She
Man.
the queen of faking it. Welcome back to another episode of Blerd Up Reacts, where we watch and react to the latest and greatest in movie, TV, and gaming. We are your hosts. I'm Killer Cam.
And I'm Monique.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Let me stop before they copyright me.
Right, I was like, you're going to have so much trouble trying to get this uploaded.
The season finale of Wandavision, which I'm happy, but I'm sad at the same time because this has been such a wonderful journey. Like, this is a first for Marvel. So this is kind of one of those things that we really kind of sunk our teeth into, and they gave us so many opportunities to use our imagination and try to connect the dots between the comic book and the show and figure out what's going on. And I know from a fact from last episode that all of our big dreams may not come true. May not come true in this series, I'll say. But this might be the foundation of where some of the other movies are supposed to go, maybe.
I better get something. I'm sorry. I have put time and energy into this show. I need something big to happen for this finale.
Yeah. So we already know. So based on the theories that we have had, one that really panned out was Agatha. We pinned her and pegged her and confirmed her pretty early. Everything, well, we kind of pinned and confirmed Hayward also. I think shout out to one of our subs. I kind of need to go back and look at names here. But one of our subs called out that, okay, so y'all pegged that she had met Hayward before, and that's where all the animosity was coming from. And we got that confirmed. So booyah, you know. When I think about this finale, I know what I want to see. I want to see the updated Scarlet Witch uniform. I want to understand how Scarlet Witch was in the comic books versus how she's being talked about as this entity, this separate entity now. And White Vision. I need to know what's going on there.
What about you? No. I need all my questions answered. I need to see Monica kick some butt. I need her to show us her full photon power. You know what? That's probably not going to happen in this season finale. If this was Captain Marvel, maybe, but I understand the show is called WandaVision, so we may not see everything fully that Monica can do. But I need to see her do something more in this in the season finale. I'm just excited to see her new powers.
So you know what I think. Specifically with the last episode, I think the last episode was kind of like Kevin Feige's way of saying, okay, fan people, get your expectations in check. So that's how I kind of backed away from some of my theories, because I felt like that episode really kind of, I don't know how I want to say it. It kind of made me reel back my imagination a little bit.
Yeah, I can understand that. And as well, Paul Bettany confirmed that the big, I guess, cameo or surprise that, he trolled everybody on at the end of the season was, of course, himself being like Vision. So after hearing that, I was like, yo.
But remember, we had a conversation about this a little bit, I want to say halfway through the season. Like, wouldn't it be funny? Because he's a jerk and he does stuff like that.
It's not funny, though. Like, it's not funny at all. Like, I expected this big thing. We do not have a Black Widow movie. We have already supposed to see this Black Widow movie already. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I should be getting ready for that. I needed this show to hold me over until I get to see those two movies. And if it's on some bull stuff, that's what makes me angry. I'm still enjoying the show. I'm not saying that the whole show is crap if I don't get anything big in this final episode. However, I'm gonna be mad.
Oh my gosh. Long story short, for me, my expectations pulled back quite a bit. So Anyway, before we jump into this reaction, which again, I'm so glad we get to do, you'll notice on this playlist, you've got maybe about 7 reviews and then 2 reaction reviews. For some reason, we could never get the footage to act right. So that's why now you're getting reaction. So yeah, I'll say that. But before we jump into it, thank you to everyone who's been liking and subscribing to our channel, specifically the support for this series. This has been awesome, interacting with all our subs and new viewers, walking through those theories and just kind of being like, ooh, we didn't think about that. That is our jam. We love that. So thank you for all your support. You've definitely helped our channel grow. And to new viewers, if you are just jumping in, kind of running across our channel, if you are digging the content, make sure you hit us with a like. People forget to do that. And if you're interested in staying up to date with all of our shows, make sure you hit us with a subscribe. We've got Black Lightning going on, Superman and Lois. We'll be picking up Falcon and Winter Soldier, no doubt, with reactions from the beginning, so stay tuned. And a few other shows that are I guess we want to say coming out. So if you want to stay up to date, just make sure to follow us. And let's jump into this season finale. I am so ready. I beat you to it.
Hold up. I know you did beat me to it, but before we jump into it, because usually you are the person to say this, I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. I expect big things from this episode, so I apologize, guys, if I talk during the episode. It's a reaction video. You're gonna hear our honest reactions. So if you don't want to hear us talk during this episode, I suggest you jump over to Disney Plus, watch WandaVision, and you can have a full viewing of the episode without our reactions attached to it. However, we would like for you to watch our reaction here. Just a little disclaimer, we might talk over some of the dialogue or some of the action, so just beware. This is the final episode. I might scream, all right, if something big happens. So,
but listen, yo, this ain't the show to be sitting here looking when amazing stuff happens. So I'm just throwing that out there. There will be talking. There will be whole shit. There will be a whole bunch of cursing. That's just the way it is. So
I don't be cursing. I don't be doing that.
Well, I do. I got a filthy mouth and I love it. So.
All right. I don't know. Me and Daddy watches these videos, but all right, let's go. I'm ready.
I get it from anyway.
All right. Here we go.
My powers work out here, or did you forget?
No, dear. I'm counting on it.
Woo!
Tag. That's what I'm talking about.
Go to your room. No way, we're staying with you.
Listen to your mother, boys.
Now.
Yeah.
I love them extensions, Agatha.
I know. She's sucking up that magic.
It's kind of my thing.
Confirmed. She's a siphon.
Woo!
Surrender your magic to someone who knows what to do with it.
Look at her fingers.
I know. Sign of a witch.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
Did that same thing in Civil War. Remember?
Yeah.
Wizard,
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Jinx.
They made him look so like he looks different, but I know he's not different. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it really you?
Oh.
Oh, you should have probably ran though. He's like squeezing her hand. Why wouldn't she use magic on him? Vision got it though.
Where are the boys?
Safe. I should have told you everything.
It's all right, Wanda. I know why you made this world, but this...
I can fix it.
This is awkward.
Vision, this is our home.
Then let's fight for it.
Call back to one of the earlier episodes, isn't it? When she said this is home. Here you go, Pietro. Evan Peters. Oh.
Hey.
Yo, get your powers together, Monica.
Wanda Maximoff must be neutralized. You must be destroyed. I know that.
Oh. He tried to rip it out like Thanos did.
Oh, nice.
When I say it, I mean the Mind Stone. Like whip it out. Like rip it out.
Reconfirm mission objective. never be able to cover this up.
I won't have to. No one's gonna care once I've eliminated Wanda Maximoff. They'll believe that the Vision who emerges from the Westview rubble is the same one she illegally tried to bring back to life.
Trouble is, my friends at Quantico will probably have something to say about your plan when they arrive inside the hour.
We're done here.
You going to? Because isn't this against the Sokovia Accords also?
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. Probably.
I feel like it would be.
Wanda, you've never been up against another witch before. Did you know there's an entire chapter devoted to you in the Darkhold?
I'm not a witch. No one taught me magic.
Your power exceeds that of the Sorcerer Supreme.
More powerful than Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Oh, this whole town about to be mad at Wanda. If it's anything like Dottie or Sarah.
What is this stuff?
This is my man cave. Place to chillax while the missus is stirring up trouble.
Who are you? Ralph?
Ralph, yeah.
You're Ralph Boner? How is she controlling you?
Wait a minute.
Yes. Yeah, so her eyes change color depending on the energy she's looking at.
Yeah.
What's wrong? We've got to go.
I just had a thought. Please don't let these kids die at the end of this.
My husband's on a business trip. Tell him I love him. Not to come back here, ever.
I'm exhausted.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You're all...
When you let us sleep, we have your nightmares.
No, that's not true.
Oh, man.
She didn't know the full extent.
What's about to happen? Oh, whoa, Wanda! What are you doing?
She's not doing it on purpose.
You wouldn't have had to told me to go.
Y'all better run. That looks like it's a ways away. Look. Yep, you're going the wrong way.
We're going in.
Really?
Absolutely. Bring your ass in here.
Yeah.
I want you to come in here. I want him to come in there. Look.
Obviously, he has not learned anything. Oh, wait a minute. What's this going to do to... Because she's bringing down the head?
No. Close it.
Save Westview or save your family.
Close it.
It's like the House of M cover art, isn't it? For the comic, how they coming apart in them pieces. Oh my God!
Close
What the heck? Look at these kids come apart like this. Please, Wanda.
I know.
My heart was starting to beat real
I
fast.
know, like, which goes to show you, like,
Are you okay? No!
And now Wanda's aging like they like her coven, like Agnes's coven in the last episode.
yo, magic. That's what happened to the little boy that couldn't open it. Remember?
Dad?
Agnes and White Vision, I can understand coming up against this family of superheroes, Incredibles, basically. But but Sword.
Listen, boys, your mother and I never really prepared you for this.
But you were born for it.
Look at their little stance.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not the true Vision.
That's what I was about to say. How does this work exactly?
Well, technically, they're both Vision, right?
Yeah.
No,
shit.
stay down!
Hey,
Wait, did you just shoot at
really? She fine.
That's what I'm talking about, Monica. Come on now. Uh-oh.
He's fine too.
Nice tricks. I liked yours too.
Darcy.
Darcy, yeah.
That's Darcy.
Have fun in prison.
I have not retained memories. But you do have the data. It is merely being kept from you. A weapon to be more easily controlled. May I?
His facial expressions.
I know. That's why I was like, he looks so different. But I know it's still called that.
I am Vision.
I like you, Agatha, but you gotta go somewhere now. There you go.
He snuck up on him like in Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
You see the difference between you and me. So you did this on purpose.
Zombie? Do we get zombie witches?
It looks like it.
I beg you. No. No, no.
Bitch, that ain't working this time. Look. No.
I think she's really scared.
Look, no, look.
Man.
She the queen of faking it.
Wanda, isn't this a nightmare you created, girl?
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself out of it.
Bitch, get off me.
Right. Oh.
Wanda, what are you doing?
Come on, Wanda. There's more. I want it all.
That's it. That's all of it.
Girl, she put them damn the runes on the hex. How much you want to bet? Playing with her. She had to. She was faking it. Exactly.
There you go. And she gave her the...
Exactly.
Yep.
Thank you, Agatha.
She was like, you have the power, just not the knowledge. And Wanda was like, hold my beer.
Only the witch who cast them can use her magic. Thanks for the lesson.
That costume is fire, first of all.
Right. It is.
I didn't like the silhouette, but now that I see it's just a booty cape, I'm all right.
So what now? Just gonna lock me up somewhere?
No, I'll give you the role you chose. The nosy neighbor.
You're gonna need me.
I know where to find you.
Wait.
Right.
Wait. Did I leave the oven on, or is that just you, hot stuff?
She's in the sunken place. Look at her face.
Right.
I know you'll set everything right. Should we head home?
Yeah.
I'm starting to get sad.
Because we know what the next step is.
Yeah. Hope she can keep the kids.
Unless she keeps this hex up, I don't think she's going to be able to keep them.
Your mother and I, very proud of you both.
A family is forever. We could never truly leave each other, even if we tried.
Good night, chaps.
Good night, Dad. Good night, Dad.
Boys, thanks for choosing me to be your mom.
Wanda, I know we can't stay like this. But before I go, I feel I must know. What am I?
You, Vision, are the piece of the Mind Stone that lives in me. But mostly you're my love.
Who knows what I might be next?
That means he's coming back.
Well, White Vision does have his memories now, so...
Yeah. They didn't really show what happened. Did he just fly off, or?
Yeah, he just flew off. Oh, man. Yet again, Wanda has to say goodbye to Vision. Oh, man.
So long, darling.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah. Now I know she ain't walking through town with all these people still at. Oh goodness.
They'll never know what you sacrificed for them.
It wouldn't change how they see me. And you don't. You don't hate me.
Given the chance, and I'd bring my mom back.
I'm sorry. Goodbye, Monica.
Bye, Wanda.
Monica's a real one.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Wanda was looking at her anyway, like, I ain't going to jail. So.
I was sent by an old friend of your mother's.
What?
Scroll.
Oh.
Nikki.
Yep.
That's Fury, right?
That's got to be Nick Fury. I was gonna say it could be Talos, but he's on Earth pretending to be Nick Fury because he wasn't far from home. So, yeah, that's got to be Nick Fury.
Okay, so there's so much to unpack right there.
Yes.
There's so much to unpack in this episode alone.
Oh my gosh. First of all, let's give a round of applause for WandaVision. I mean, that was
definitely again, I've said this 3 times, like, this was not the series I was most looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we're at the end, this is absolutely awesome.
Yes. I'm right there with you. I was not looking forward to this series. I was like ready for my Falcon and Winter Soldier, but watching this has given me I'm even more excited for Falcon and Winter Soldier because they took something that I was not even really interested in, which is like Wanda and Vision's relationship. Yeah. And made it something I was interested in. They went back and corrected the wrongs of Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo.
What they did here was really smart, if we think about it. So, number one, they created a way to bridge a gap between movies because, let's face it, we hear about these movies 1-2 years advance, and there's just this long waiting period where we're waiting and waiting and waiting, and then we finally get it, and then we gotta wait for the next round. So they've bridged the gap here, but also they've created a way to attach us to characters that hadn't really gotten a chance to fully develop within the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like you. I have a whole new respect for Wanda and Vision, but now I'm excited because now we get to see what else is up with Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
And Bucky, but I'm really focused on Sam,
and being Captain America and everything. But let's go back and talk about a couple of things. So I know in the very end there we were mentioning how Paul Bettany can come back from this. I think they're going to go the White Vision route where we're going to again see that White Vision in the future. He's not going to be complete. He's going to have Vision's memories. He's got Vision's body, but I think he's going to be like that Vision that we've seen in the comics, where he's not going to be as what's the word here? I don't know if it's emotion.
That's what I was thinking. Emotion.
Same, feeling as Vision, because he's not really
Vision, but he's got his memories. Yeah. It wasn't like in the comic books, wasn't White Vision's soul like another hero? I can't remember the name. It's been so long since I've like even looked at that story.
Wonder Man.
I think that's what it is. So I doubt they'll go that route for the movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
But shit, you never know.
You never know with this.
Yeah.
But I am okay. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm still mad at Paul Bettany for trolling everybody. We're going to at least see Doctor Strange in this, but
Uh-huh.
I think I kind of understand why we didn't see Doctor Strange in this
Mhm.
because uh, between the confrontation between Agnes, the fighting between Agnes and Wanda, Agnes mentions in here that she's even more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme, who is
Mhm.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So throughout this whole series, I'm like, Doctor Strange has got to show up at some point because he sees all this. He's got to sense all this magic going on. He's got to come
Mhm.
in and break all this stuff up. However, if Wanda's more powerful than Doctor Strange, she might have found a way to hide all of this from him, and maybe that's why we didn't see him.
Yeah. Or even that, it's just not what she barely understood who she was. She didn't get a full understanding of what happened until the last episode. And even in this episode, there was a level of denial that was happening. So
Mm-hmm.
she just came to terms not only with her being this Scarlet Witch
Mm-hmm.
character,
Mm-hmm.
but she's just now tapped into like her true power. She's really just now tapped into an understanding of what she's capable of. She didn't know what chaos magic was,
Right.
but we see from that in credit scene, she knows what it is now. She's pulled a
Yeah.
Doctor Strange in order for her to be able to absorb information quicker. She's given herself an astral body to,
Yeah.
you know, relax but still get her magic on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And not only that, we see that she's not only is she, using that astral projections of herself to learn, she's already learned because
Yeah.
I think you saw the same thing at the end credits there on the cabin. There were some symbols on it
Symbols.
where she's already learned, like, I guess maybe a protection spell or something like
Yeah.
that. So she's learning and
Yeah.
she's going to be powerful. And I'm kind of rethinking that whole maybe Doctor Strange didn't see all this going on because if Agatha saw it, there's no, I don't know how
Well,
Doctor Strange is going to fit into this in the multiverse of madness. I'm kind of anxious to see how they're going to explain Doctor Strange not showing up now.
so, but here's the thing though. Let's look at it. We don't know what Doctor Strange is doing right now. We don't know
Right.
what the rest of the universe is doing while we've been distracted with Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be other stuff happening here that we won't be privy to until much later.
Right.
What I do want to do is again touch on this episode, what we liked, what we didn't like, but then I want to jump back through the series as a whole because I feel like there's a lot of dots that are connected. I feel like there's a lot of theories that, of course, like I said at the beginning of the video, did not come to fruition fully,
Mm-hmm.
but the Easter eggs are there. So
Mm-hmm.
again, just kind of jumping into it, I feel like Marvel last episode, I think it was purposely done to reset our expectations from what we were going to get from this series, because I
Mm-hmm.
believe it was in episode 6 or 7, and I can't remember whether it made one of our videos or if it was one of the live chats with the Silver Sign for the Blurdature. I believe it was you and I who kind of stopped and said, now let's stop talking about Mephisto in a sense like someone has to be behind this, and give Agatha her props, because in the comic book she's a very worthy villain. So to get to this point and see that she was technically one of the big bads of the series, I'm not disappointed in that.
I'm not disappointed. However, I still think there's something else that we're not seeing, and it might come up in
Absolutely.
Multiverse of Madness, but especially with that end credit scene where we hear the voices of Billy and Tommy crying out for Wanda to help them.
Yeah.
So I still think there's something else going on that we're not seeing. But yeah, back to what you were saying, Agnes, a worthy opponent. I mean, she knew what she had. She knew she was smarter than Wanda in terms. She's not more powerful, but she knew that she was smarter than Wanda and knew what she had to do in order to get Wanda's power. However, she slipped up. She
did the
told
thing that
Wanda how to beat
villains
her.
do.
Yeah.
Right.
She talked too damn much.
Talk too much.
Yeah.
Just take the girl power and be done with it.
Right.
But again, going back to, like you said, this isn't over. There's where the mentions of the Nexus, number one, and then there were all of these hexes everywhere, which we know is a sign of Yes, no, maybe Mephisto. You're not gonna
No,
call it
that's
out.
what I didn't know where you were going with that, but
Oh.
I'm sorry. But no, I still think it is going to be connected somehow to the villain in Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, unless Wanda ends up actually being the villain in that movie, which she's got a hold of the Darkhold, so it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, let's talk about that though. The villain of the series, where it stands, you've got Agatha, you've got Hayward, you've got Wanda. And one of my friends and I, we've kind of been having a discussion on the side about who's the villain. And he's hellbent like it's Agatha and Hayward. And I'm like, that depends on what seat you're sitting in. Because if I'm one of the townspeople, Wanda's the villain, you know?
right.
Let's not blanket over what she did. She didn't mean to, which is often the case with her in the comic books, but she was a villain nonetheless, you know?
Yep, he was. I can absolutely totally agree with that. And I think that is actually going to affect some things in the future with some of the recent announcements that have come out. I'll save that for later, but I can definitely see everybody seeing Wanda as the villain in this situation. Heck, Hayward might even get, you know, I'm not going to say he's going to get totally off on what he did, but he might even have some people understand where he was coming from and maybe get behind him and support him because they feel like Wanda might have been the villain.
Yeah, and that was the question I had, because the thing that he did, I feel like that was against the Sokovia. Not only was it number one dishonest, you know, that just the shitty thing to do to somebody, but number two, I feel like the reason he had to use her to try to do it, because I feel like it was against the Sokovia Accords. Now, granted, just coming back from the snap, how deep everybody is into this now, who knows? I think after the snap, they might be a little bit more scrutiny on it. But I feel like that was he had to go the route he went so it wouldn't blow back on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the kids, I almost cried right there.
Yeah.
Like, from the point they started to disintegrate up to the point to where they had where she fully had to break the hex down. Even with Vision, which again, I think it speaks to the show and what they've done as a whole, because in that scene where they're together, I'm already like, I want him back. Like she was, you know. And Monica made a really good point, given your level of magic. I can't blame you, because I can't say I would have done the same. I can tell you right now, situation was me, I wouldn't have done it.
You wouldn't have done, like, took the hex down?
No, I would not have.
Oh, okay.
I just wouldn't have. I know myself. I wouldn't have done it. I would have been like, fuck you. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people can relate, especially if you've experienced that type of grief in your life, can relate to what Tawanda was going through and why she created the hex, and she created, you know, another version of Vision, and she had her. I mean, I think a lot of people will be able to understand, and that's why, again, going back to, I think there's going to be this divide in the future where, again, there's going to be some people. You know, behind Hayward, and there's going to be some people on, you know, Wanda's side. I think there's going to be this two different sides that we're going to see in the future. That's like, okay, what is right, what is wrong, you know?
Right. But then also comes the question, well, what are y'all going to do about it? Because it really ain't too much in my head.
I mean, not much you can do about if she's more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme at this point. I really don't think there's really too much you can do. Next to, you know, but I do think because you mentioned the scenes where, you know, the boys disappearing and Vision disappearing. Again, White Vision's still out there, so I still think we are going to see Paul Bettany in some version of Vision in the future. But I also still think that we're going to see some version, especially with that, again, with the end credit scenes, of the kids as well. I'm not sure if they're going to be evil. They might be evil, but I still think they're going to pop up in the future. Maybe Wanda resurrecting them somehow, learning from the Darkhold.
Yeah. And I feel like that's a huge possibility. Plus, I feel like they've done a lot of casting in regards to setting up the Young Avengers. So to not have Wiccan and Speed involved, I mean,
Yeah.
long story short, I want them back and I want them back now.
Yeah,
Like,
they were like little cute little boys. I'm sorry.
They really were. And they were so like gung-ho. One thing that I still haven't gotten a full explanation on, I still teeter and think it's what we thought. Monica had powers before going into that hex.
I do believe that is correct. I don't think it was Wanda's magic alone that gave her those abilities. I think she had something inside her already. Again, this could come back to, again, a recent announcement that has been made. Again, I'll talk about that a little bit later, but I think there was something inside Monica that she already knew about before she went into that hex. And I think, it was her abilities. And maybe even Nick Fury knew, since he's summoning. Oh, you back?
Yeah.
Come on up to we you don't need to be grounded. You need to be up where we are with the abilities.
Yeah. She was just so nonchalant about her results, not like, I'm not doing that again after blood work. And she was never afraid to jump in that hex. The only reason she just didn't do it was to kind of like placate everybody else. But at the end of the day, when she ragdolled out of that that what was it, the rover, the moon rover, we knew as an audience, like, y'all looking at her like why are y'all just sitting there, she's gonna run into it, know. And I feel like she wouldn't have did that if she wasn't confident that she could get through.
Yeah. Again, it could be going back to her grief with her mother and the things she experienced, with her in the hospital. But I don't think so. I feel like I just have like a little feeling, and hopefully we'll learn more in I know we'll learn more in Captain Marvel 2. So we'll just have to wait on that.
Yeah. I don't think it's the last we've seen of Agatha, though.
No, I don't.
She made a really good point about, you're gonna need me.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I know where to find you.
And that's what I was saying. Like, in terms of the comics, Agatha actually teaches Wanda how to better control her abilities. She's kind of technically going to be, she already did, for a little bit of something. I think anytime Wanda needs help with anything, like she said, I know exactly where you are. I'll come let you know if I need anything. So she's still going to be that teacher to Wanda, but I definitely agree. This is not the last time we see Agatha Harkness in the MCU.
Yeah. Commercials all connected, the Yo Magic connected. I'm glad that our theory about her being a magical parasite panned out, because it just did. And one thing I want to point out, I didn't notice it before. Up until we got into this episode, the thing that was happening when Agatha was siphoning the energy off of Wanda, in a previous episode, and the only reason I know this, shout out to New Rock Stars, because I did watch one of their videos one time, and they pointed out that there is a mirror scene where you see a corpse's hand. And I just never said, because I'm not taking anybody else's shine. They found that, so I wasn't going to mention that on this video. But when I saw today in this episode, it clicked like, oh, maybe the mirror was reflecting what Agatha was already doing. So
yeah, could be. Let's talk about the one of the biggest reveals in this episode. How about that costume, huh?
Yeah.
How did you like that? I thought that was like the best thing ever, because to be honest with you, I really thought they were going to go the leotard route, and I was like, I do not want to see any makeshift kind of leotard type of costume for this super heroine. Like, I want to move away from the leotards. The sex, I mean, you can still be sexy, but you don't have to wear like everything, you know what I mean? So I'm so glad that they went with the pants. Similar to how I felt when like they changed Supergirl from the skirt to the pants. I was like all hurrah for that, because I'm just like, it's just not practical. But but I absolutely positively love this costume. I'm sorry, go ahead, tell me how you feel.
I liked it. So I didn't cheat, I'll say this. So I was editing one time, and I was looking for like promo pictures to make the thumbnail. And if you look in the one where she's got the TVs all over her, you can see the upper part of that costume. So I kind of got in a glimpse at the top of what that looked like. But when she had her little mind stone vision, I was like, please don't give her a dress because I hate that. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what the silhouette of it looked like a dress. So I was kind of like, yeah. But when I saw it today, I'm like, oh, it's just a booty cape. So I'm good with that. Like, but it was fly. This is gonna sound perverted, you guys, but my sister knows that I watch clothes and like costumes and stuff and how they're constructed. Her outfit actually looked like, for a lack of a better term, the pattern of it looked like an old Vanity. I'm gonna try to find a picture, but it looked like an old Vanity 6 outfit from the 80s. So if you notice how on her pants it kind of resembled like a garter belt. I know this sounds so inappropriate, but I was deconstructing it when I was watching it and trying to figure out, because at the end of the day, if somebody says, hey, can you make me this, I'm gonna try to make it. So I was trying to deconstruct the pattern or whatever, and that's what I noticed.
So what you're saying is Wanda went off to join Morris's group.
Basically.
That's why she had the costume.
Basically. But yo, it was fly. It was something that they kind of recreated, I guess I would say. I'm curious to see the patterns for this costume, because I feel like they kind of maybe based it off the leotard look and then kind of layered it to make it, of course, be a little bit more present, not so much cleavage, but still give her a nice silhouette and a shape.
Yeah.
Because when you look at that, you're automatically, even if it's just in shadow with her crown, you're gonna know that that is Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And don't take us wrong, guys. We love the iconic outfits. I mean, we've seen that many of times throughout the MCU where they've given us the look at those, comic accurate outfits. It's just I'm sorry, I'm a tomboy, and I do like to cosplay sometimes, but I really hate the outfits that have skirts on it or like a leotard or something like that, because it's just, I think of myself in like trying to fight in that. It's just not practical. It's just not practical.
But think about the age we're in now. Marvel is pretty much running the game in terms of cinematic universes. These comic book costumes have to translate to the screen. So that's why it's funny when you see her in her Halloween costume, you're like, ha, 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 that's cute. She better not rock that. This costume had so much more texture and made it so much more interesting and so much more reflective of the Scarlet Witch and the magic that she wields.
Yeah.
I'll say it that way.
Yep.
But yeah, costume A++. Word.
Is there anything else that we want to talk about before we get into? Are we talking predictions? Yeah.
I think we should do predictions. I think that's really the gist of it, other than Paul Bettany, Lizzie Olsen, Tiana Paris, Catherine Hahn, man. Like, not expecting her to perform the way she did, just kind of like the kooky comedy, it worked so well. And again, Agatha all along is my bop. So
we'll be listening to that song for like ever now. That's basically like the anthem. Was that it though before we get to predictions?
I feel like that's pretty close to it.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do predictions.
Let's go. So if you guys haven't already heard, I think it was announced that there will be a the Mutants movie that is going to be made. So my prediction is, because of this fallout, like, remember when I was saying that, there's going to be people on Hayward's side, there's going to be people on Wanda's side. I think that is going to be that's going to transfer over to that Mutants movie, because there's going to be people who are going to be like superhero people, mutants, whatever,
Yeah.
Get rid of them. We hate them. Look at what Wanda did to this town. She destroyed these people basically.
Hmm.
Like, get rid of them. So I think that's going to transfer over into the Mutants movie.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to Pietro Fietro, I'm not
Yeah.
buying. I'm not buying that cameo. They don't
Mhm.
do well. They could maybe they start with this one, but I just never know Marvel to do stuff for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. That's that big of a deal for no freaking reason.
I, to be honest with you, I think it's Ralph Boner. I think he is just Ralph Boner. And I think Kevin Feige was like just trying to give us a little bit of a taste of what we
Yeah.
wanted, but I don't think it's for real at this point.
Well,
We'll see. I mean, there's what is her name? Jane Foster in Thor. She's coming back
hmm
for Love and Thunder. So maybe Evan Peters will eventually come back, but I don't think that was the intent in WandaVision for Evan Peters to actually be the real Quicksilver. I think
right.
he was just Ralph Boner, and that's
I
it.
mean, it could be a massive troll because I feel like they did troll us a lot throughout this
They did.
series. They trolled us with these Easter eggs, knowing that our imaginations was going to go out the window. You know, we were going to go
Mhm.
out the window with this. So it could be, I don't know. There's just part of me that's just like, I'm a hold off. I'm a reserve judgment. But prediction wise, we've got that end scene, mid credit scene with the scrolls. Isn't there supposed to be secret invasion Disney Plus Marvel show
Mhm.
coming up?
Yes, there
So we
is.
know Captain Marvel is a little bit of ways away. Do we get to see Monica Rambeau in Secret Invasion?
Oh man, that would be great if we do.
You know?
Because again, mid-credit scene, she's going up to meet Nick Fury to go on a mission. So, what is that mission? What
Yeah.
is she going to be doing? So, yeah, hopefully, because I know we got to see Monica and see her develop her abilities in WandaVision.
It just scratched the
Um,
surface.
yeah, I don't want to wait until Captain Marvel 2 to see more of her. I absolutely
Yeah.
positively love her character and I want as much as of her as I can
Hmm.
get. So, if she shows up in another Marvel series, Secret Invasion, I'm gonna be on 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this because we know Loki, um, something going on with timelines happening.
Mhm.
Loki was dead before the snap, so why is he back? We do see in his trailer that he's kind of time jumping also.
Mhm.
Do we think this has something to do with that, either minutely or what are you feeling?
If WandaVision has anything to do with Loki
If
or
any of the events with WandaVision might bleed over into Loki or vice versa, do we get some background or mention of the Hex in Loki? I don't know. I feel like I'm connecting the Infinity Stones. So basically, it has been said that they're not really destroyed. There are remnants of them, as we see with Wanda. She's an embodiment of the Mind Stone.
Mhm.
With Loki, the Time Stone, maybe. And how does it work together? How does it set up Thor?
I'm not sure how. See, I'm not really sure how that works in terms of Captain America going back, putting the time stones, back in time, basically.
Hmm.
Because I know Doctor Strange got the time stone, right? Because it's the Eye
Right,
of Agamotto.
right.
Uh, Agamotto?
Girl, don't even try it
Agamotto?
right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but he's got the time. So I don't know. To be honest with you, the Loki series, knowing that it's going to be dealing with time traveling, in my mind, it could be anything. It could
Yeah.
go anywhere. That he could pop up in the middle of the events of WandaVision. He could pop
Uh-huh.
up in the middle of events of Falcon and Winter Soldier. He can pop up in the events of Infinity War. He could pop up literally
Anywhere he wants,
anywhere.
really.
Yeah.
Like,
So
you
I don't
got
know.
Ant-Man. Look.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
who knows?
so I think we get Falcon and Winter Soldier before we actually get Loki. So
Yeah.
I'm again, that's all we really know about Loki at this point. That there will be some time travel. Hopefully, we'll know a little bit more as soon the closer we get to it. But at this point, everything is up in the air with that series.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's all I have prediction wise. Just to end on a good note. Amazing series. Amazing series. And that just makes me even that more excited for Falcon and Winter Soldier, which again we will be reacting and reviewing to on this channel. So stay tuned.
Yep.
All right. Sucks that it's over, but it was a good ride.
Yep. Just remember though, in another week, we'll have a Friday where we won't have anything to watch. We'll be in the sunken place. But after that Friday is over, we will be Falcon and Winter Soldier. Our lights will be lit again, and I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to be just as good as, if not better than, WandaVision. So.
Yeah, agreed. All right. Well, thank you guys for riding out with us for this series. We, again, truly appreciate your support. Again, if you want to stay up to date, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop down in the comments. Let us know some of your theories about the upcoming series and just the events of WandaVision, what you think it's going to mean for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Until next time, we are your hosts. I'm Killer Cam.
And I'm Monique.
We'll see you on the next episode of Blerd Up Reacts.
Thanks, guys.